Today I want to make a video about insecurity. I want to talk about what insecurity is, obviously, the traits of an insecure person. We're going to talk about the different types of insecurity, and we're going to talk about causes of insecurity, talk about the most important, problem we have, which is the internet, and then we're going to have a the outro. Let's understand that insecurity is lack of confidence, okay? It just ruins your mentality and your physicality. It just messes you up. Always get sick because of how much stressed you are. What's up with you? It's Valorousman here. I hope you're doing well. Today I want to make a video about insecurity. I wanted to make this video for a while now. So the only reason I didn't was because I had some personal experience, and obviously just like many other people you might experience, being insecure at something because you're not good at it and so on. At the same time, I should just obviously mention I'm not a psychiatrist, none of that. Professional, whatever. It's not my profession to talk about this subject. For better results and everything, and to get checked properly, I think you should just get checked by professionals, not just by me hearing me talking about stuff. I'm not giving you all the options right now. Obviously, I can't. I don't know what your problem might be in what area. But we're going to talk about the different types. I'm going to mention what are the things I want to talk about today, so you don't just skip video. I want to talk about what insecurity is, obviously, in the beginning. And then we're going to talk about the traits of an insecure person. We're going to talk about the different types of insecurity, obviously. I have like 6 general groups of insecurity. Not like I made it all by myself. I had to, Google the examples to, be more clear, because I learned a bit as well myself. Why would I lie to you? And we're going to talk about causes of insecurity. Then we're going to talk about the most important problem we have, which is the internet. We're going to get to that. And then we're going to have the outro. Just tell you, all in all what this video was about. I mean, you might just guess it from here, but yeah, we're going to get to that, don't worry. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages. 9 pages. Okay, so I'm gonna look down a lot because this is way too much. I could not ever memorize all of these. And I want to say this generally as well. Every time you see me making these types of videos and I'm just looking down all the time, it's not because I'm lazy or I cannot remember 2 things for 2 minutes. This is what I made 3 weeks ago, okay? I didn't have time to record, and now I'm trying to record, and I did not want to just write general stuff because I did my research to tell you the detailed stuff about the videos I make, not just this video, the other videos that are like motivational, like educational, whatever, or just informational. Okay, now we're gonna talk about what insecurity is. Let's understand that insecurity is lack of confidence, okay? As simple as that, in anything that you might do or you think you cannot do, or it's just like we have this type of insecurity that people have, like they're so confident when they're alone, but when they get into the crowd or when they get into the action of actually doing the thing they wanted to do, it's almost never like what you imagined in your mind. This is why I actually did not write this here, but I think it's important to notice that as well. That's kind of a type of insecurity. When you get in you might be like, that's lack of confidence. I know, I just said lack of confidence is insecurity. That's the definition of insecurity, lack of confidence. Being scared of things not going as planned, being scared that you're not good enough, and so on. I guess I just told you there are 6 general parts we're going to talk about. And kind of being a coward sometimes. So being way too insecure is just being a coward, if you ask me. Like, it's okay if sometimes you're not sure about something, you're a bit you're not fully confident something's gonna happen the way you expect, but that's just life. That's just how almost everyone is. That doesn't mean you should be a coward, and that's even more terrible. That's like one of the lowest points you can get, to be a coward and not do anything, always be scared, always get sick because of how much stressed you are. You get sick, by the way, in case you don't know. I think it was cortisol or whatever. Your body releases more of that, and you're just gonna look uglier. You're gonna be more stressed. And I mean, you're stressed, you're gonna be more uglier, and you're just more prone to get sick. Your body is weaker, you have less white blood cells, and so on. So you see, it just ruins your mentality and your physicality. It just messes you up, being insecure too much, that you, to the level that you're a coward. So if you ask me, it's just lack of confidence first. Oh, I'm not very sure, whatever. And then it's just, you know, being scared a little bit, and then you're just being a coward. You're just scared of new stuff. You're scared of everything. Again, we're gonna talk about the details very soon. Being a coward, what I just mentioned, I meant it in just some ways, not all. I just wrote this as well. I think it's important. I'm not saying in like some things are just way too dangerous or way too risky. So it's not always being a coward. Don't be delusional as well, thinking that I'm a brave person. Being brave doesn't mean you should always do the things that are kind of risky and, you know, I don't know. No, there's a risk of, you know, a lot of bad things happen because, like for example, you change your career and then you mess up your life. You quit your job and then you can't get it back because you thought something's gonna be successful and you didn't make it. So, you know, sometimes just being logical and being cautious doesn't mean being a coward. So I should mention that as well. So don't ever think that's being insecure or being a coward or being scared. Sometimes you have to be careful. Always have a backup plan. I know a lot of people are telling you, I've become successful because, I mean, a lot of famous people, whatever, because I never had a backup plan. That's not true. There's no way these successful people never had any other intentions or dreams beforehand, and then they just suddenly woke up one day, okay, I want to be an actor, I want to be a singer, whatever. There's no way. They all tried so many things. They realized they're good at this. There's lower risk because they're good at it. They're talented. They just wanted to, you know, get a job, get some money, whatever, and they just continue and then they succeed. Okay, now let's talk about the different. Is it six? Yeah, different types of insecurity. First is self-image. I'm just gonna name them now, and then we're gonna explain every single one with an example or whatever. Self-image, relationship insecurity. I'm not gonna keep saying insecurity. Work, social comparison. That's kind of the worst one. Like intellect and finances. Finances is just logical, if you ask me. Okay, and the rest are just the topics I'm gonna mention today and just explain as I just said. And let's just talk about why insecurity happens first, and then we're gonna quickly explain the six general insecurities that exist. Okay. It can happen it can happen due to traumatic events, like whatever happens, especially like before 18. You know what I'm saying? Before 18, 20, but before, when you're young, when you're just a child, whatever, you're not emotionally mature yet. So something happens to you. It's much bigger in your head, and it's much harder for you to overcome, even when you're an adult, unless you really try to work on it, ask for help or work on it yourself. There's something that I did, I mean, not insecurity, but there have been bad things happening to me in my life. I fixed it myself. I'm not being arrogant saying that, yeah, I'm so great, I fixed everything in my life myself. As a matter of fact, the next video I'm going to record right after this, if I have time, is about one of the things I overcame, yeah, before 20. And I'm super, you know, proud of it. I'm super glad I did it. Because as soon as I did it, I started doing something like this. I will never record myself or whatever. I'm not talking about being insecure or just scared or whatever. My whole dream and idea of life changed when I fixed that. So yeah, that's a little teaser for you for the, you know, next week video. It's October now. Tomorrow is my birthday, by the way. Happy birthday to me. I'm gonna be 21. I forgot to even mention that. Okay, so we talked about traumatic events and difficult experiences, whatever. It's the same thing, I guess. Like difficult experience is just a bit less than, you know, traumatic event, like a trauma, whatever. Like I forgot their names. Like it's called PTSD or something, like, and a few other types. I did not do my research on that. Sorry. And you know, difficult experiences and comparisons are mentioned here. I guess nowadays more than ever because of social media and internet. That's the important part as well. that internet just ruins a lot of people on a daily basis. Even the most confident ones, even the celebrities, whatever, sometimes turn off their comment sections in their pictures, videos, I don't know, in different social media apps. They're scared of people's opinions. They get so frustrated or upset and so on. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the traits of an insecure person. Okay, and then just mind imagine like what you should be actually, what you should not be. So an insecure person is always closed-minded. That means they don't see the bigger picture. They always think pessimistic. You know what I'm saying? They seek validation. They always want to do something to please others, which is a sad thing because. I mean, what about you? You don't love yourself. I'm gonna make a video about after. You know what? I should make it this as soon as possible. A video about self-love, which has 6 main parts. I made a song about it as well. Feelings over principles, like they have their life based on feelings. Like I feel sad today, so I'm just gonna not work. Whatever. They're kind of being lazy. Whatever. Blaming others. Usually for their mistakes, especially for their mistakes, or just being lazy and they blame it on others. They mess up something, they blaming it. They're blaming it on others like a coward, which I mentioned before. Obviously, being pessimistic, I said that as well, and staying in the comfort zone, never trying new things, never going out, never finding new friends. Comfort zone is just I'm not gonna define comfort zone. I don't fully understand it, but I guess when you don't put yourself out there to try new things, anything it is, from like finances to finding new friends, finding new, I guess, business opportunities, whatever. Yeah, I guess that's being insecure as well. That's like social insecurity, whatever. Yeah, and if fear of being judged, or being judgmental, towards others and disrespectful, which is like a very common thing, like insecure or whatever, and they don't feel good about themselves for any reason. They might start, judging other people and disrespecting them to, deep down, like subconsciously make themselves feel good, if you know what I mean. Like in their mind, if this person, guy or girl, no difference, is lower than me, at least in my mind, with me saying these things and make them upset or whatever about themselves, yeah, that's a terrible thing to do, because besides being insecure, you're hurting others too. Like you're insecure, okay, stay in your comfort zone. Why are you disrespecting others? You're judging others, being pessimistic about people's intentions and so on. Okay, not accepting people are different basically. When I said being disrespectful or judgmental, not accepting people as they are. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's gonna be just like them. The way their hobbies, their habits, whatever, they just start disrespecting again and being judgmental, and they cannot decide for themselves. They're always fearful. They're always being like a coward or whatever. They can't make even simple decisions. Like I'm not talking about like what we should have for dinner or whatever. So a decision, okay, like for their career, for what they want to study, where they want to work, how much they want to work, whatever. Or like I've seen like people trying to travel or whatever. You know what? No. I'm not gonna mention that. I think for career and a few other things, that's just enough. For the bigger decisions, not like traveling or whatever. I mean, traveling is just fairly big decision. You have to spend money on it and time, and pack your bags, whatever. Anyways, I guess staying stuck in old ways and having bad habits and so on. So me saying staying stuck in old ways is just again being in the comfort zone. I guess it's the same thing. So I'm not gonna explain it that much. And the bad habits, it's just I don't know why, but like when you see some insecure people having like bad habits like smoking, drinking, or doing drugs or whatever, it's just kind of understanding why they have bad habits. Like they think low of themselves, so they're like, maybe this is what I deserve. I'm just gonna hurt my body or whatever, which is a very toxic thing to do to yourself. That's about it. Let's just get into the different groups of insecurity. Okay, so the first one I'm gonna mention was self-image, right? Self-image, what you think of yourself. Again, being pessimistic and whatever. So all the traits I mentioned, they all apply for these 6 groups. Just pay attention a little bit. You're gonna see them, almost all of them have something in common, and it's these traits. Obviously, because the insecure person have these traits and they have it in themselves, self-image, relationships, their work. It just ruins your life. Okay, it changes your life and perception, as you saw in the title of the video. Okay, so the first one is self-image. So I started with an example. I'm just going to read it here. So you see a rich and beautiful filter-faced person, posting their number 100 or 1000th picture that is like filtered, that the what do you call it, like the lighting is perfect, whatever, and maybe they have some makeup on if they're a girl, whatever. So they have the best angle, best lighting. Sorry, I keep saying lighting. And you feel bad about yourself when you see them. You like, look at these people. So millions of people are beautiful, but I'm not. Well, it's because they edit and stuff. Simple as that. There's nothing complicated about this. But still, to this day, people think, well, this woman looks natural. I mean, when a girl sees another girl being so beautiful and it looks natural, she's like, she's naturally so beautiful. Well, true, a lot of people are naturally beautiful, but there's even natural filters on some applications, or many applications actually. So you should understand they exist. So don't even bother with thinking this person looks perfect or whatever. A lot of people, it's not true, but even if it is, well, I guess so be it. So what? They look good. So what? That doesn't mean you look bad because they look good. That means you look bad. Yes, some people look better than others. That doesn't mean you look bad. Remember this, and never feel bad about yourself again. Don't bother feeling sad about the things you cannot change, because it wasn't your decision. You were born like it, and you cannot change it. And the things like athleticism, like skincare, like finances and so on, that you can change about yourself. I know I said finances are like a different group, whatever. Self-image of, being financially secure, whatever. What you think about yourself being financially secure. These are the things you can change at almost any time. Not always, okay, I understand that part as well. You might struggle for a few years. Now, I think you should feel bad that you are, poor, you're fat, or you're lazy. Like, that is on you, not on your parents. Yes, I understand genetics, sometimes you're just fat because of your genetics. I'm going to be honest. I'm genetically just skinny. I should eat so much and then I lose it all. Because I'm genetically skinny, okay? So you're gonna go like, well, it's being better to be skinny than being fat. Well, you're skinny, you're gonna have some problems. You're fat, you're gonna have some heart problems and whatever. You're skinny, you're gonna have like less density in your bones and so on. But I'm good now, I'm good. I've been good for like for 4 or 5 years. I'm just saying when I was a kid. So that's on you, not on your parents or your genetics that much. It's just to an extent, not fully, let's be honest. Unless you're just so unlucky, well, that's fine. You shouldn't be insecure about it, because I just said, if you cannot change it, don't bother. It's fine, just don't think about it. Simple as that. You can't change it, don't think about it. Now, here's the problem. When I talk about you can't change it, people think like I'm gonna have some plastic surgery, I can't change it. No, that's changing something that technically you cannot change, okay? Which is wrong again. Like your nose is just a bit, to the cross or whatever, it has some dents, whatever you call it. And you changing it doesn't mean anything, because a lot of people are going to imagine the worst nose ever you might had, that it was so ugly that you had to do a plastic surgery. You understand what I'm saying? So that makes you look insecure for the rest of your life. You cannot go to the doctor and go like, can I get a dent again in my nose? They cannot do that. They removed a part of your nose, a part of your body, and they throw it in the trash can. They're not gonna keep it in the freezer. Oh, sir, you're back. Oh, madam, you're back. Let me put that dent in your nose again. No, you just prove that you're insecure for life. You messed up. Even if you're not anymore, you messed up. So that's not correct as well. So when I talk about the things you can change, I'm talking about exercising, I'm talking about finances, I'm talking about something like skincare, okay? So this insecurity, this type of self-image insecurity is just basically lacking self-love, which I said I'm gonna make a video about for the third time now. The 6 parts of self-love, that if you try to maintain balance for all of these parts, it's just gonna be, insecurity is gonna be out of the window when you love yourself properly. Self-image is done. I hope you understand fully now that the things you should worry about, the things you shouldn't worry about. You should worry about finances, your self-care, self-love. You shouldn't worry about, I'm genetically messed up because I'm a bit short, I'm a bit, I don't know. I've seen people being born with no hands or whatever, even none of them, like not being born with one hand, with no hands. Still happy, successful in their life. They got a job that, they were kind of fair to them, that they could work without hands, but they still get paid like a normal employee. Yeah. Okay. Now the second one is relationship. Okay. Now relationship insecurity is fear of being alone, now or in the future. Generally, that's what it means. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about the different parts, and these type of people, when when they have the fear of being alone, even for a little while, or just not right now or in the future, they might end up sometimes being with the wrong people. They know they're toxic, and they're gonna just end up leaving them behind or whatever. Like they leave them behind, or those people leave them behind. But they're gonna stay with them or whatever, just waste their time and everything, because they're insecure about the fact that they're not gonna find a partner. They're gonna be alone for the rest of their lives, and so on. So this is a complicated topic. It has so many different parts. But I want to just say general things for this video, okay? It's just about insecurity of, relationship, nothing else. I want to say this out of experience, that, always be kind and work on yourself. Be kind to yourself and others. That's what I meant, okay? Again, self-love, whatever. Pay attention. All of these topics and whatever, they all chained up to a bunch of things that I just mentioned in the beginning. Traits of insecure people. What you should do is just the opposite of those traits, in case you're just being confused what I'm talking about with these topics, whatever, with these categories of insecurity, from finances to, self-image. Now again, you should visit a professional, whatever, they can do it better than anyone, obviously. Not always, some of them are just not experienced, so again, you should do your research on those people as well. So always be kind to yourself and others, and work on yourself, and the right non-toxic people will find you just like you would find them, and then it's just gonna be obvious for you and them that where you stand with them, and if they're the correct people for you to stay with and hang around with or not. It's very simple when you do the right things, when again do the opposite of things that would keep you being insecure. Obviously finding the root is the most important part, so again that's why I said visit a professional, whatever. Because finding the root of problems is just the best thing you can do, which is the thing I want to talk about the next video after this. Again, one of those traumatic events, whatever, that got me to record videos. And also remember this, I want to mention this as well. Fear of being alone is being a coward, okay? And maybe it's for the better that you stay alone forever sometimes. I'm being serious for this one. I know it kind of sounds mean, but some people are kind of like, I'm not gonna say so terrible, but it's just better for them and the others for them to stay alone, okay? Not having a partner is the best option for some people, because they don't want to work on themselves, so they don't deserve to be in a relationship. I'm not saying they're lazy necessarily, they might just, they didn't do the work, so they don't deserve a good relationship, okay? So now you suffer the consequences, actions have consequences. You decide to not work on yourself, you don't care about self-love, you don't love yourself properly, you're not going to find love, you don't love yourself properly, you're not going to give love, and you're not going to receive love properly. Yeah, that's a fact. Actions have consequences, so just deal with it, I guess. You're going to get the consequences anyways, because you chose to get the, bad options. What I'm saying? Just like in games, they're like bad ending option. You chose that bad option. So I don't feel sorry for you or whatever. I'm not being harsh, I'm just telling the truth. That's just the truth. So relationship is about yin and yang, balance. And if you don't do your fair share of work, then it's not going to last. That relationship is not going to last. So work on yourself and the relationship, and then it may be last. What? It may last. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about the third category, work. Okay, work insecurity is you feeling embarrassed that you don't have a nice job, or you're not getting paid enough, or you might, when people ask you how much you're getting paid, you're kind of insecure about, your finance. It's kind of like finances, that you're not making enough money, or you just have a fear of losing your job. You might get fired because you're not good enough. You're not working hard enough. There are better people than you, so you might get fired. So if your job is embarrassing, so to speak, whatever it is, you're not making enough money, or you work at a coffee shop, whatever. Remember that first of all, okay, humble beginnings is not shameful. Okay, at least you're working. Everyone starts at some point. No one starts being a millionaire unless they kind of get lucky, whatever. Let's say, just like millions of other people, you do not get lucky having a rich parent. That's not something to be shameful about. And you can find your real friends during these tough times, okay? During these tough, I can't say that word. So in the end, it's your decision, okay? That matters. Whether you succeed in life or not, you get what you deserve in the end. Even if it looks like some people are evil, they don't get what they deserve, don't worry. Their child, their next generations might get it. Their crazy diseases, random diseases. What do I say like that? Diseases. They might get, they pay for it. All the sufferings, whatever that you don't see, they're gonna pay for it. Don't worry. Life is fair. Don't worry too much about why is this evil guy so rich, I'm not. Don't worry about that. They pay for it here, or the next generation, or whatever. So now the second part is just not feeling that you're good enough at your job, okay? At that specific job that you're doing. You're an employee, whatever. I should say that if you truly are at a position to turn your life around, to become a better person, but you're just too lazy, or you're just too much of a coward to take risks, to get to places, and to get out of your 9-to-5 job, working for someone else for the rest of your life, and just always taking loans, always have to pay the bills back, instead of just being your own boss. So I guess you should deal with being scared of not having enough money, not making enough money, being low paid, having a low paid job. You deserve that. You deserve what happens to you. I'm sorry. If you can actually do it and you don't, you're coward, you're lazy, you don't want to, you actually genuinely, if you want it, you will get it. There's no way you can't. There's no way you can tell me, no one in the world I've never seen to have no talent in nothing. There's no way, unless you just degenerate, whatever. All you care about is just a bunch of money to get a bunch of garbage friends around, whatever. That's different. I couldn't care less about those people. Okay, that's different. So understand that part as well. Yeah, I guess we got back to this for the third time. Actions have consequences. You decide not to do it, not to do the hard work. You get what you deserve. So God hates laziness, especially for men, okay? Because men are just made for work. Your body is different. Obviously, you have testosterone, whatever. You're just made for more work, harder works and more work. So don't expect rewards for doing nothing. Okay, now social comparison is an interesting one, okay? So this insecurity is just fearing of being judged, just comparison. Or comparing yourself with others. So others judging you, or you judge yourself about how you are. Comparing others to yourself can be toxic and bring up jealousy, besides insecurity, okay? So this one is kind of dangerous. I said this is an interesting one, but because it's a dangerous one, okay? Understand this part. Arrogance and jealousy are the first things that cut down your spirituality. I have a story to tell you about the time I was like 10 or 11. I saw that, some people, they have so many good stuff in their fridge. It's so funny, fridge. In the refrigerator, they had a bunch of, snacks, whatever, drinks, a lot of drinks. Not bunch, a lot. It was just filled with, different types as well. I told my dad, like, hey dad, look at the fridge, how, not right over there, later on. Their fridge was full of, snacks and foods. Why we don't have our fridge full, whatever. I was a kid, obviously. I would never say something like that. ever again. But I studied, and my father was like, well, sometimes it kind of, you know what, I appreciate my father for this one little thing he said. Because I never pay attention to something stupid like this again, ever again. I guess he said that it might look like they have these stuff and they're so happy about it, whatever, they're so happy that their refrigerator is filled, but they might lack a lot of things that you have, but they don't. I guess he's right. After that day, I guess I never was really jealous of anything or anyone having something better than me or whatever. I see so many supercars, whatever. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less in terms of not being jealous or sad or mad, because I know if you deserve to, get more, you'll get more. I know as well some people are born with billionaire parents, whatever, but I couldn't care less. Jealousy will not be brought up in my life ever again. It has not been, it will never be. I just said all of this story because I was socially comparing myself with that with those people. Yeah, and I never have ever again. And if I do it in the right way. Do you know what that means? That means I look at them, I'm like, they're so successful, well, I should do better. I'm so lazy. Something like that. Not being, not lacking confidence saying that, being motivated saying that. That look at them doing so good, I want to do good as well. Something like that. I know I said I never do it, but if I do it the positive way, not a pessimistic, jealous type way, harmful way. You only hurt yourself first, if anything, when you're jealous. That's the worst thing you can do. If you want to see if a person is immature, see if they're arrogant or jealous, and there you have it. They're immature. It doesn't matter if they're 50 years old. They're immature. They did not work on themselves, so they get the consequences. I said it before. I want to mention that in sports or finances and so on, positive comparisons exist, and you get motivated to do better in life and become successful like others, or even beat them to it. So I just mentioned judging yourself with others. Now let's talk about fear of being judged, others judging you. So I just gave you the example as well, jealousy, whatever. I shouldn't do that. Jealousy is part of comparing yourself with others. Now, others judging you. The fear of it, not literally. And even if I do, you shouldn't care less. So I have to say that, remember from the time I was a child, what? Okay, yeah, this is another story, I guess, from me. I love my childhood, by the way. I learned so much. Everyone thinks I'm like 26 years old or something. Because of all the things I experienced, whatever, and I learned the lessons I should have learned, and I did learn them. I did not let them just be passed by for me to become a 30-year-old man with no experience. Everyone have experiences. They just decide again. Actions have consequences. How many times should I say it? So yeah, I chose to understand the lessons and just keep them with me. And guess what? Before 18, 19, 20, I should say 21, 22 even, you learn the big lessons. That's when you become a man, or a mature man or a mature woman. No difference. Understand that part as well. This video is not about men or women. In all of these ways, if anything, for men it's more financial insecurity. For women it's just self-image insecurity. Okay. That part is important too, but anyone can have any of these 6 different groups or the traits that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. So when I was a child, anyone would mock me in any way, shape or form, okay? Do you know what I would do? I would just look at him in the eye and then I would just say this. Okay. Not in English, obviously. English is not my mother tongue, whatever. To show them I couldn't care less, okay? And guess what? I couldn't care less about their bad behavior or their jealousy, whatever. And guess what? Every time I would do that, all they would do was just, being silent, look at me for a second, like being shocked or whatever, and then just leave. They realized I couldn't care less. And I didn't say I couldn't care less. They would be like, you're short. I'll be like, okay. I would just look at them, look, this is what I would do. Imagine you guys are the bully or whatever. You want to mock me. You're short. I was short when I was in middle school. What do you expect? I would just look at them. Okay. And then those guys would do this now. They would just leave. If you just look at me for a second, they would just, They would make some noises. They wanted to say something, they couldn't. They would do this. They would walk off. Every time. I swear this happened like 10, 20 times. I'm not even kidding. Before I finished high school. After that, I got bigger. They were scared now. They wouldn't do it. I would punch them in the face. This is what happens when you do boxing. That's not the reason I love boxing, by the way, to just hurt people. I never hurt people. I love the sport, you can defend yourself. I made a video about it, 11 benefits to boxing. I made a video about it. Go watch it right here. You see how I promote myself? Watch it right here. Or in the link in the description, whatever. Or just Google 11 benefits to 11 benefits in doing martial arts, or something like that. That's the topic of the video. Okay, now number 5. It's about intellectual insecurity. It's the feeling that you're not good at anything or you're not smart enough. So something I hear a lot actually, people said by people, oh, I'm so dumb, I can't do anything, I'm not good for anything, I'm not good at anything, and so on. Okay, so remember this. Hard work always beats talent, okay? So if you even have a slight talent in anything, or in something, I guess, in anything, and you have passion and hard work, that thing flourishes to be the best thing you have done. If you put in the work and the time, and if you don't quit, you're just consistent and you don't quit. Now let's talk about experience. Experience is important too. So this is the best to be gained from others. Not necessarily old people, from others, like from books, like from older people, like from, I don't know, what do you call it, like from the internet, from the good sources, not just random sources. You just Google stuff from just a bunch of garbage sites, and it's actually not the best way, if you ask me, the internet, because there's so many false information for gains or whatever. You save yourself time basically, which is the most important thing, and you stay away from unnecessary stress of just dealing with stuff and then you learn it now. No, just learning from the older people, from books, from internet, I guess. Let's go for number 6. Financial insecurity now. So what is financial insecurity? Let's just talk about this, which is kind of the most obvious one. Just don't be lazy, nobody cares how you made it, how hard it was, how long it took, or how you felt, especially that part, how you felt. Try to become strong alone, and along the way, find people that do the same just like you do, whether your career is the same, okay, or your mindset is the same. That's kind of the most important things that you should understand, that friends are just like, how do I say, like, they're just like, a lot of friends are like a feather in the wind, you know what I'm saying, like, they come and go. I'm not saying they're necessarily bad people. Sometimes you just improve, you just change. Your mindset, your dreams, your passions, your goals change in life, and you just it happens to me a lot, by the way. It's not like I hate anyone. I never hated anyone. I should just say this as well, by the way. I never have, and if I did dislike anyone so much, I never got to the level to go like, I hate this person. No. Even, I'm telling you right now, by the way, it's kind of interesting. Someone spat at my face at one point when I was in elementary school. Yeah, he was a kid from Iraq. He spat at my face at elementary school. He wasn't even from our school. There were a couple of schools next to each other. I never found that kid again. Anyways, it's not like I hate that kid. Yeah, I actually got sick after it, by the way. That's the interesting part. Besides the fact that I got spat on and I didn't get to punch him or whatever, because you're behind a fence or whatever. So you should just work hard, and you should always understand connections are everything. So friends, whatever you're gonna find, don't force having your old friends with you, or don't force having any types of connections with friends around you, next to you, whatever. And finding friends that have the same passion as you, or they have the same career as you. You know what I'm saying? Or mindset, okay? Like, I have these types of mindset that I should work hard, that actions have consequences, something like that, okay? Someone like me. Okay, causes of insecurity. In the beginning of the video, I explained, okay, that traumatic events, difficult experiences, or comparisons are some of the reasons you are insecure. This is my grouping, by the way. did this myself. I'm not saying the other ones I didn't. If anything, I just gave you my childhood experiences, whatever. Okay, now first we said traumatic events. Traumatic life events can be like losing someone, divorce, violence, whatever. Obviously, I'm not a psychiatrist to get detailed on these matters, okay? So these people tend to have poor self-image and seek validations and compliments. So I guess this is what I want to call the first group, the traumatic events, whatever. Okay, the second one is fear of abandonment, is from a difficult experience. Now the second one is difficult experience, okay? That's those that had habits don't trust others. I just mentioned it actually just for the last one, for the financial insecurity. People who, about friends actually, not financial insecurity, about friends. They lack trust now. So I said about, abandonment issues, whatever. They don't trust others since they believe other people will leave them as well eventually. Like, what they experienced they had. With the experience they had before, they have the same feeling that it might happen again, whatever. Now they trust friends, they don't trust, I don't know, if they want to have future partners, whatever. It's kind of an insecurity, I guess. It's a cause again of, usually from childhood, like a childhood experience, whatever. Okay, now the third one, for comparisons, I should mention negative self-talk. Which is dangerous, okay? Your brain is powerful, okay? For destruction and creation. Understand this. And if you choose to let negativity in your life, in your brain all the time, that means you manifest bad things to happen to you. I'm not saying it in a spiritual way only, or necessarily, let's just put it that way. It is the truth. Basically, subconsciously, you're setting yourself for failure. Simple as that. You're just, I know this is not going to work. I know I'm going to mess up. No, don't be delusional though. Don't be delusional. That's the important part. So don't have, this is why I always talk about balance. Negative self-talk, being pessimistic, manifest bad things, but being delusional, I'm the best, and not doing the work. If you're doing the work and others call you the best, then you're the best. But if you just keep talking like you're the best, yeah, those type of people are those that usually just lose in life, and they get embarrassed. Now, so I said causes of insecurity, right? I mentioned three things, but the most important one now, social media. Social media, the ultimate insecurity source. This should be a video itself, but I made it so simple. So people who post things online. Now let's pay attention to people who post things and people who watch things. People who post things online all the time, okay, all the time. Let's not forget. I'm not talking about someone like myself and so many others, okay? Talking about a specific type, okay? Those who post online all the time, post whatever themselves, what they do, and people who watch, these types of people, both usually victims of insecurity. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, hold on. I'm not saying that means you're insecure because you watch me, or I watch someone else on, I don't know, a social media platform, I'm insecure. No. There are exceptions as well, but generally this is the case. Now pay attention. When you see people, partying all the time, I don't know, being rich and happy all the time and beautiful all the time, you start to feel sad and poor and lonely and funny and so on. So, also when people post something, and get no significant attention from it, like they don't get enough likes or whatever, they don't get enough views or exposure from that, they feel bad about themselves, thinking, am I ugly now, am I uglier now, am I not funny anymore, and etc. So both groups just face the negativity, and that gets them, eventually probably will get them insecure if they're not strong enough. So this is why I didn't really try to be on social medias until I was like 18 years old. I never had a picture on social media, not because I was, oh my god, I'm so ugly, whatever. No, I couldn't care less about social media, and I knew I'm a kid, I shouldn't be on social media. Until I was 18, I never had a profile picture on social media. I almost was 19 and I had a picture. Not like I couldn't just hold the camera or let me take a picture. No, I could, obviously. I couldn't care less. Let's just sum it up, okay? Pay attention again. You need to understand that God gave us all of us blessings, okay? Meaning, even when you believe that Life is not fair, okay? It is. It's complicated. Life is complicated. Even when it truly feels like it's not fair, maybe it's a test, okay? So you should always be patient and relax and understand that eventually this happened to me like a few times, and it only took me like a few times to fully realize always I should be grateful. It's the worst thing I can do to myself personally, not just, I'm not talking about spiritually, whatever. It's the best thing you can do to yourself to just always trust that all will be good, or it's not good right now because it's a test. I deserve this. I messed up with myself. So actions have consequences. I said it before. So you can't really complain in life. You cannot expect me to figure it out your life. Okay. At the end of the day, we're not from the same country probably. We don't have the same mother tongue. You have the different language, different friends, different parents. Everything's different. Different foods you eat, whatever. Everything's different. Okay. Different schools, different careers. So it's on you again. Yeah. At the end of the day, you're alone, especially if you're a man watching this. Yeah. Nobody cares about your feelings. Okay, I guess. I understand that. Not fully true though. Maybe your parents a little bit. Again, at the end of the day, even your parents. You're a 25, 30-year-old man. You think your parents gonna truly care about, oh, my boy is sad or whatever? No. Or my boy is not successful? No. You should be successful on your own. Nobody cares. So a kid from a poor family, okay, will not have the same childhood as a normal kid or a rich family kid, okay, or a kid from a rich family, whatever. But if they choose to be strong, they have unlimited motivation to be successful. This is something a person from a rich family usually lacks, and this is due to being spoiled with blessings and just having things in an easy way from parents. You're spoiled with blessings all day, every day, and you don't appreciate without appreciating them. Okay, you have these blessings, amazing blessings, because you're living in a normal family or a rich family. You don't appreciate them, or you don't work for them. So without appreciating them or working for them, you're not gonna know how life is without them. So it's gonna be hard for you, much harder for you than someone that is from a poor family and they become rich themselves. And they have the motivation and they know how to handle the money. So they have two advantages, not even one. So if you think poor people are just unlucky, they might be so lucky. But if they're actually very careful, if not, they're going to have kids themselves, those poor people that had unlimited motivation and they became successful. If they're not careful, they might have their kids having the same experience as those rich kids' families. So they're gonna be spoiled with blessings because their fathers were like, I suffered, grew up, I don't want my kid to suffer growing up, so I'm just gonna buy them everything and do everything they want, whatever, buy them the expensive stuff, whatever. They're gonna be spoiled. So you messed up your child again. Anyways, okay, I guess that's it for this video. I hope you learned something like I did. My research, I learned a lot of stuff. I already knew a lot of stuff. I told you the experiences I had. I don't want to waste people's time. I don't want my time to be wasted. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like the video as well, so others, so you promote my video and show me that you like the video. Actually, you liked, not you thumbs up, whatever. You enjoyed the video, you learned something from the video, and you promote me so others can enjoy these types of videos from me as well. Thank God for all blessings. Take care of yourselves, and peace will be upon you. Goodbye. They all have the same core. If you enjoyed this video, watch this as well, or check this playlist or video, and don't forget to subscribe. Take care and goodbye.